Brum, brum, bum. Welcome, everybody, to the premiere of Arrhenius Against the Inevitable. We were supposed to do this last week, and then I didn't have internet, so I am so happy to see all these wonderful faces that are here with me tonight. We're jumping into this short series of a game that hasn't been released yet, but comes out on May 5th, called Arrhenius by Dungeon Teller Games. Let's do a round of introductions for all these fantastic folks. Let's start with Casper. Tell us who you are, all about yourself, and who you're playing.
Osio, everyone. My name is Casper the MB Ghost. My pronouns are they, he, and I haunt whatever channel lets me. Today I am playing Yellow Jacket, my dirty little guy. He's a scavenger dude. You'll see, okay? Anything yellow belongs to it, and yeah, that's all we've got so far.
Love it. Why don't we move over to Ed? Ed, tell us about yourself and all about Bruno, but don't talk about him.
All right. Yeah, my name is Ed. I've been playing on Wanderer's Haven for a little bit and playing tabletop games for quite a bit longer than that. But I love this community, and I'm really excited to do this this series and try out this game. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Nice.
I'm playing Bruno. Bruno is an Ecavir, kind of a hunter, and I'm really looking forward to exploring what he's going to be doing with these other folks.
Excellent. Let's move right on over to Bluu. Bluu, tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Hello. My name is Bluu. My pronouns are they, them. You might know me in the internet streets as King V, and as King with a Y, or along on the Batty Bards channel if you're familiar with that. I am a first-time guest on Wanderer's Haven, so it's hella good to be here. And I'll be playing Aurora Bluu. Their pronouns are they, them. They are a muter cultural researcher who is trying to find answers in the past for a failing dome.
Very cool. All right, moving down on the screen to Miko. Tell us about yourself, who you are, who you're playing.
Oh, hi, everyone. I am Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM. You can find me usually haunting the halls over at Folk and Myth, where I am a co-founder, actual play streamer, and general purveyor of all kinds of mayhem that occurs over there. Tonight I will be playing an Ozit exploratory scavenger bot. Ozits are mechanoid creatures, but they are still alive. They're not robots. And my character's name is what?
You should know. Did you write it on your sheet?
What?
I'm gonna beat this to death for 5 more episodes.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's exactly why I did it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Miko. And let's move over to Brie. Tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Hello, I am Brie. I've been playing TTRPGs for IDK like 10 years now. You can find me all over the internet. I just go where I am summoned. I will be playing Winonna Sea Rose. She is a Ecavir warrior priestess type. She has the knowledge. She is smart. She is beautiful. Great. Also uses she, they pronouns. And yeah, she's just trying to, make herself known in her tribe. So let's see how that goes.
Perfect. And last but not least, Kay, tell us about yourself and who you are playing, please.
Yeah, where am I? Hi, I'm Kay, or Caden Cosmos. I do a lot of different things. I play RPGs, I do improv, I do theater. I've been trolling musical auditions in Ottawa, so there's that. And I'm going to be playing Shen tonight. They are a muter, the big buff woman, all beef, no brain. And hopefully that turns out well for her. We'll see.
Excellent. I just want to take this moment to thank all of the returning faces for coming back to the channel. I appreciate it. And all the wonderful new faces who are on here for the first time. Great to have you all in this game. I am also going to preface, this is a, I don't want to say it's a super crunchy game, but it's definitely crunchier than like D&D 5e. And we are still, even though we've reread the rules many times, we're still learning it. This is our first actual playthrough of them. And so, please be patient with us as we hopefully just do this with style. What's this looking at the rules thing? I don't know. Well, we got this. It is a D20 based system, much like D&D, and so we will be rolling our D20s either electronically or physical clicky clacks. Let's see, what else do I want to say about it? The setting itself, so Arrhenius is both its setting and the system that's running it, is a future post-apocalyptic. So not like you know, it's not like Mad Max style where you're in the desert and stuff. This is 100,000 years in the future in an ice age that has covered the planet, and these are the remnants of humanity, those who have not fled the planet for far distant stars, that have not colonized other planets within our own solar system and galaxy. And so things there's a lot that has been lost, but as the scabs have found, there's a lot to be found in the ruins of the world. And so let's start. I think we're going to start with Ed. So Ed, you are sitting on a beach. The sun is shining on you. This sense of warmth just baking into you as you look down at your skin. Oddly dark. You're not used to it being so dark. You've heard a word for what this is called. Takes a moment for your brain to remember. Tan. This is called being tan. And you look around, children run by. They're throwing large inflatable balls and laughing. You can see people swimming in the waves down the shore from you. And as you kind of sit there, the smell of fruit or chemicals, something, it's definitely foreign to you, but it has somewhat pleasant effects on your sorry, my brain just turned off. On the way that you're enjoying this experience. You look up and there's this brilliant orb in the sky. It hurts to look at it. You're not really used to such bright light. As you look around and you take in this scene, you notice just a little that child that's over there building a sandcastle. A little bit of him glitches slightly as he looks up at you, and a look of confusion crosses his face, and he gets up and he walks over to you. Dad? What was wrong with your face? I thought I just saw something weird. And his face glitches a little bit, and he looks startled. What do you do?
I think I frown and sort of kneel down and put out my hand, gesturing for him to come over to me.
He looks a little hesitant, but he moves forward and he reaches up a little hand. He's also that strange kind of darker color of skin that's tan. That's right, it's called tan. Being in the sun does that. the sun. That's that thing in the sky. Were you wearing makeup?
I think Bruno puts his hand to his face and looks at it, sort of half expecting to see a smudge of black or white.
As you look down, fingers kind of glitch a little bit. Your hand, the color returning to the pale white of your skin. You see little bits of black makeup smeared on them, and then it goes away. And your hand's glistening with that coconut oil. That's what it is. Some kind of sunblock.
I think Bruno looks around in a bit of a panic. As he just sort of mutters to himself, like, no, not here. I can't leave yet.
I'm gonna go back over here with my friends. He just kind of eyes you a little strangely. And as he moves away, you can see him whispering to his friends, and they kind of point back at you. And you notice they're all staring at you secretively, as children do, where it's pretty obvious, but they're trying to be secretive about it. And as you watch, some woman's running by wearing a yellow bikini, and she looks over at you and smiles at first, and then as she glitches just slightly, there's a weird frown that kind of elongates on her face. And then you start smelling something, and you hear a pop, and parts of the image around you begin to displace, and you get this weird, almost nauseous feeling in your stomach.
I think as everything begins to collapse, like, one of the last things that Bruno is trying to do is just sort of desperately, like, focus on the feeling of, like, the sun on his bare skin, and just, like, trying to dig his toes, like, into the sand and feel that as everything comes apart.
In those last moments, you notice people sitting nearby on large towels that are brightly colored. Many of them kind of turn and look at you. Some begin to shout in alarm, a couple in fear. But you just dig your feet in, the grains of sand pushing between your toes, and that grittiness just building this memory that you just want to hang on to. And then the cold sets in, that warmth of the sun just vanishes, and the room is just suddenly steaming. A little bit of fog is rolling off the walls around you as the holographic emanators or emitters are kind of smoking here and there, and all of the light just kind of dims down, and you're sitting in this darkened blue light. You hear the door as it rolls open. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. There was we may have lost power or something. It just wasn't pushing through hard enough. We can give you a partial refund.
I think for a moment, Bruno's still just sort of sitting in the chair, trying to recapture this exotic memory, just to keep it from vanishing from his mind before he just turns his attention to the person in the door and just says, "What?"
As you look over, the proprietor of this holodeck type business looks at you, and one of his eyes is much, much larger than the three that are set next to it. This one is this brilliant blue, and the others are all kind of different shades of blue and brown mixed together. A slightly... On his left shoulder, as you're facing him, he has a slight hump that kind of rises out, and you can see it moving just slightly, and you've heard it whispering to him before, so it's not all that strange as he kind of leans over. Yeah, actually, why don't we just give you a freebie next time? We'll get you a coupon on the way out.
No coupon. Aurora.
He leans in, listens for a moment. All right, yeah, we'll give you got like a good 10 minutes. We'll give you half your money back.
I think Bruno nods and stands up from the chair.
As the proprietor walks out, you hear the whispering fade, and then the opening of a metal box outside where he is collecting your aura. As you're sitting in this cold that just kind of is seeping into your just recently warmed flesh, you're reminded of being out in the great white open outside the dome that you are surviving in, the only thing that keeps you alive these days. And recently you had been out searching for food because the dome's various food sources are slowly dying off, becoming more and more sparse, hard to... Nothing's growing. The replicators that could make proteins and such, the synthesizers, are losing power. So your skills as a hunter have been more and more in use in the last several months. But there was a moment... It's kind of hard to remember how many days it's been at this point, because you've had so little sleep after it, where you were returning to the entrance to the dome and found it iced over, something that you'd never seen before, and the panic that had set in as you were trying to figure out how you're going to get into the dome before the cold took you, and that anxiety's building as you're sitting into this room by yourself.
I think Bruno's fingers just sort of go to his side where his flame weapon, his shish kebab, hangs. That was a recent purchase. I think the thought of being iced out really got to him, and while it might not be the most practical thing in the world, right? There's some fuel, but there's not enough to melt a glacier, right? It just knowing that he has that source of not just defense, but just of heat and flame, I think makes him feel a little bit better.
Nice. So as you clutch that, and maybe the sweat on your palms slowly turns to just this very thin sheet of ice, we're going to actually step outside into that great white cold. Hi, Kay and Bree.
Hi.
Well, hi.
So outside, the wind is steady but not heavy. It's not a violent wind today, and so it's been a good day to try and get as much done as you can. The wind's not biting through your layers quite as much. There's no snow falling currently. There's just the bits of ice in the air that are constantly just blowing against you. The two of you are searching for something. You don't know what that thing is because you were just trying to find an object to prove yourself. And that could come in the form of food or lost technology or even other people that might help you and your Ekavir tribe. And as you're kind of trudging through this snow, why don't you give us a quick description of what we see? Which I forgot with Ed. We'll come back to Ed, sorry. Who wants to go first?
I will. So we see about like 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't really tell because they have a thick layer of boot on. But a relatively tall plus size figure bundled up in a very stylish black and blue jacket and a hood and scarf covering most of their noticeable features. The only thing really visible are their eyes, which are a piercing blue with little slits as their pupils, and dark skin with little flecks of freckles on their cheeks. And as they walk, there's like the heavy crunching sound of snow underneath their boot, and a lot of grumbling to themselves.
Fair. Awesome.
Sorry.
Please.
I think Shan is walking a couple steps behind through the path that Winonna is walking. She's overburdened. She's carrying her pack and then also Winonna's pack. Happily, she offered, but still a little overburdened, trudging through the snow. Just a little bit of green skin appears like where her eyes are. I just knocked my ear off. Her head is currently covered.
It's so cold.
Fire, frostbite. And she has her long ponytail sticking out the top of. I'm gonna guess like she's wearing a baklava, balaclava, not baklava. Oh my gosh.
I mean, if I wasn't allergic to walnuts, I'd be all about the baklava. But.
Yeah, it's not. You can't really see much about her right now, but she's beefy. She's like 6'5". She's tall. She is formidable, and yeah, she's just trailing behind right now.
Nice. Did I miss did you mention that?
Oh, a feature there. She has a whole third arm. She is a muter. She because of the dome cities, she has some radiation, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. She has an extra arm. Some folks have multiple eyes, but I don't get that benefit, unfortunately.
Excellent. As the two of you are trudging through the snow, tell me about it. What's going on?
So I imagine we've been out here for a little bit. It is cold, like you said. It's not snowing, but it's definitely cold. And Winonna's like, Shen, are you sure you're looking? We're just looking for anything that stands out in the snow, anything shiny, any people, individuals, like, you know.
I was keeping my eyes peeled, but maybe I was just looking at my boots. I'll try to keep my eyes on the road. Sorry, man.
No, it's fine. I mean, you're taller than me, so you can see farther. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I just really need you to help out a little bit more here.
As chat has noticed, sorry, we're typing in here, our frost clock has started, which I wasn't sure we were going to do tonight, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. Anytime you are outside, actually, I'm going to pause it while I explain this because it's not fair. for me to just talk through it. Anytime you are outside where you are not in the protection of a dome or other kind of shelter, there's a frost clock that is going. When you hit 20 minutes of game time, you need to make a resilience check. If you fail that check, you lose a frost point. Once you start losing all of your frost points, things go sideways. So the idea is not to let that happen, to try and stay warm, and you can regain frost points by getting into shelter and warming up for, I believe it's an hour per frost point to get them back. I'll have to double check that. But because we are bouncing back and forth between inside and out, I was debating on not using it tonight, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. Let's find out what happens.
It's here whether you like it or not.
That's right. So now that we're going back to what you're all doing, let's start that clock back up. So you're all looking for signs of something. Go ahead and make me let's do survival checks.
Oh no.
All right, first rolls of the game. Survival's down there under luck on your character sheet. Right? You're rolling d20 and adding that number.
All right.
I got an 18.
So you're aiming for a 21.
I got 15 plus 13.
Wow.
Ooh, that's much better.
So that's 28.
28, yeah.
Is that
It's that
bad?
tallness. You have an extra foot on me. That's what it is.
So
Must
it is weird because even though you were just saying that you really need to keep your eyes up and not on, not watching your feet, it's right about then that you kick something hard. What do you do?
I guess I'm gonna stop. Why not? Winonna, hold on a second. I think I kicked something. I'm gonna brush some snow away with my foot.
As you are brushing it away, you actually realize it looks like a footprint, but it's frozen, almost like the footprint itself, like the appendage that pushed in was warm enough to melt some of the snow, which then immediately froze into more solid ice instead of kind of like powdery and crystally snow. And you look
How
and you
big is the
notice
footprint?
it's about this big. You'd say it's about 10 inches long by maybe 4 or 5 inches wide. Although we are like really far in the future, the universal translator should update to whatever the measuring units are. Who uses inches in the future?
Winonna stops and turns to walk over, and it's like, I hope it's not another animal carcass. I mean, of course, that might be beneficial. It'll be frozen, but it's not anything extravagant.
This isn't as extravagant yet. Something melted the snow as it walked through here. And I almost tripped on it.
So, wait, Jeremy, is it just ice? Like, is it just...
So I like what you're walking on, or like what was found?
That what was found. Is it ice?
Fair, yeah. So it looks like a footprint shaped chunk of ice, and it's not very thick, but it was enough to notice for Shan that, like, when you kind of kicked it, you're like, oh, what is this? And as you look, you notice that there are some other kind of glistening. It looks like they're going that way, off to your right.
Now, Shan, this is ice. This is ice, darling.
Yeah. Well, if you see there are more. It looks like a path. It might just be ice for now, but maybe there are people or supplies at the end of this ice.
You know what?
Please.
That's please, I need this. And when you say please, like, Winonna just kind of goes, that is a lovely train of thought, and hopefully it's people who don't plan to murder us. But let's follow this. We've been walking for a while. We haven't found anything. So yes, let's follow the ice trail. Nice job, Shan. Very good looking out for this ice.
I think Shan knows about a little bit of condescension, but she's like,
Yeah, wait,
yeah, thanks.
Is there an insight check? Let's do.
Observation.
Maybe observation, yeah. If you would like to try
Awesome.
and determine whether or not this is condensating or not.
That is an 18. I rolled 11.
You know,
That's
it's
plus 7.
It could be, but you're just not sure.
Definitely. She's lovely. Winonna's great.
Right.
So, yeah, she knows.
All right, so as you turn to follow them, are you following the way that they went?
Ooh. Okay, so can we see both the trail of where it went and where it was coming from?
You can.
Can I look in either side of the distance and see if it's anything other than just like straight snow?
Yeah, go ahead and make an observation check.
Okay, cool. We got all the rolls, Shan. We have all of them. Ooh, 18 plus 13. I don't know what that is.
Nice, 31?
31. I think yes, 31. 31? 31.
Nice. You look off to your left and to your right. The wind is just enough to make your eyes sting a little as you like turn to face into it, but you look off over to your right and you can see there's a bit of a depression in the ground that the trail goes into, whereas to the left it just looks flat. You're not really seeing any signs of buildings or anybody else out on the ice. So maybe if you went that way and kind of followed it down into that, you're not really sure what's over there. It could be like a natural depression in the earth, or it might be person made. You're not really sure.
So I think Winona thinks for a little bit and is like, okay, let's follow this little divot that's going down there. Hopefully it's not a cliff and we're not just going to see somebody's dead body. And Winona's just gonna walk with a little faster with purpose.
Nice. So I'm going to carry over a little bit because you got such a great roll on that observation. As you do start walking, you turn and you're heading kind of into the wind a little bit more. But as you're blinking through and trying to like keep your eye down on these tracks and figure out what's what and where you're going, you do notice a glint off to your right. It's kind of back the way you came. You glance over. There's nothing there. You don't see anything. But the wind is just, it's biting at your face and anything is exposed as you're trying to look into it. What do you do?
I was muted. Shan,
Mm-hmm.
keep your eyes peeled. There seems to be potentially something watching us.
Okay.
And I'm going to like stare daggers in the direction of where I saw that glint. And just want to see if I notice like any slight subtleties. Like, does it look like there's something in the ground, or do I recognize like the nature of that glint? So, like for example, a knife shining like this, shining off the sun, like how it does like a little glint. Does it seem familiar in any way?
Fair. Yeah, so as you are walking off, I'll keep in mind that you're keeping an eye out for that. We're going to head back inside the dome real quick and head over to talk with Casper. Casper, how's it going?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing well. So, far beneath the city that resides under this continental dome, where you have found yourself some modicum of safety since your the city that you came from fell. You're looking for things. It's what you do. You're looking for stuff, and you're looking for stuff, and also trying to survive the various things that hunted you and your kith to pretty much extinction, except for you, of course. As you're looking for these things, you found ways into the tunnels under this dome, and that caused a little bit of kerfuffle. I will not lie. When people forget that there's a back door, and then the back door opens and people come in, things got a little hairy for a little bit there. But it all worked out, and you've been here long enough. You've met some people. You've met Bruno, who you like to... Bruno's just kind of this nice guy, I guess, and he gives you things. It's usually in trade for things that you find, but you know, that's quid pro quo, right? Like, you just kind of have to do that to survive. And so you're down here in the underbelly of the dome, far below where other people even remember there are tunnels, and it is cold, and you know it shouldn't be cold, and there are pipes that have burst that you know shouldn't have burst. You've seen these signs before. It's the sign of a city that's dead, that just doesn't realize that it's dead yet. But as long as you're able to find things to take back up, for now, you can trade for food, trade for other things that will maybe help you survive better. I'm going to have you do a survival check as you're looking around down here.
Okay. What's the thing I add for survival?
All right, so under luck, you should see your survival. So it should be...
Found it.
Perfect.
Natural 20 plus 14.
Nice. 34. Amazing. You're going along, and you've been...
Yellow Jacket is a survivor.
Right? You've been finding doors that haven't been opened in decades, probably, or longer. But recently you found a string of doors that have had a little bit more use. And that tends to lead towards some interesting finds, whereas like a lot of those other doors that are frozen shut, either you just can't get into them, or the stuff has been taken out a long time ago. Sorry, group, I will answer your Video Ninja question in just a moment. I apologize. So you're looking around and you find this door that seems to have, like, the ice hasn't really been building up on it. So you know people have been going through it. And you're a little hesitant to go through it at first, but you listen and you feel pretty sure that it's safe, and you open it up. Jackpot. You look inside and there's just like shiny things all over the place. You walk in and there's bits of metal, and there's scraps of like mechanical arms, maybe. This looks like some kind of those like if you were to attach these things together, you could make it like kind of self-propelled, and you're just like thinking about all of the things this shiny metal stuff can do. Some of it's not metal, it's more like a synthetic alloy and stuff like that, but you're just like, this is amazing, and you start loading up. Is there yeah, go for it.
So as I'm rummaging through all these things, I query, is any of this yellow?
Oh, that's a good question. I am going to roll my yes, no, maybe die. Yes, there are several pieces of yellow. As you're looking at it, a lot of them look like there's some doors that have like yellow stripes and stuff. You've been told that it means that there's like danger, you should be cautious, but you're still alive. So what does that mean?
Yellow ain't hurt me yet.
Right. And it looks like there are some pieces, like mechanical parts, that have similar markings on them that are painted yellow and such. Make a... I'm going to have you do a recall check.
Oh.
So it's under intellect.
I know. I'm staring at it. Oh. Oh yeah. 5 plus 9.
Oh, I mean, could be worse.
Yeah, it could be better too.
That's fair. You're looking at it, and there's like just something in the back of your mind. Wait, where are you? What are you doing down here? Oh, right, shiny things.
Can I want to bite it and like
Bite the like the closest yellow thing.
Yeah, see if I can like
Yeah.
Does it?
The one that you bite is kind of like a flexible, almost plastic, and so it does kind of have a bit of give, but it doesn't taste good.
All right, I'm gonna take off my yellow pack. So let me just clarify. Yellow jacket not only has a yellow scavenged jacket with paints and cuts and pieces of fabric that have been sewn. This thing has traveled. They've also got a yellow, or it was yellow at one point. It is kind of grimy, recovered scarf, a recovered sack that is also yellow, or was initially. It's covered in some sort of grime that has faded that yellow into a darker shade of, one might say, almost turning green. All of their armor, all of their clothing is recovered and yellow. They are a bright, shiny light, a beacon in this darkness, without having any sort of illumination on them at all. So they take out their yellow pack and start stuffing it full of all of the yellow things, and anything that looks valuable but isn't yellow goes in a specific pocket, and I remember to trade it.
Fair. So you start loading up on things, and on your sheet, just mark for now that you have several mechanical pieces that have fit into your bag. You can just add that as a slot. Is there anywhere that you want to take these pieces?
I can go trade with my friend. Yeah, so I'll take him back. I've been out long enough, so I can take him back to the dome.
Okay.
I can take him back up.
So as you exit the door that you've just left, you look at it, try to like commit it to memory, because there's still shiny things in there. You never know. And then you start heading back up into the dome, and as you get close to the top, it does get warmer. But that warmth, while more comforting than obviously it was further below, it's not life-sustaining. And that sense that this place is just hanging on by a thread is just that much more emphasized by the closeness and the temperature between down below and up here. But as you exit out onto the street, people are walking by, their clothes brightly colored. They're wearing layers now. Something that you also remember in the retro metro that you lived in. As things got colder, they put on more and more layers, so it's not surprising to see people walking by. Are you heading to Bruno's?
Yeah. On my way, do I hear any whisperings of people trying to move on?
Like trying to get out? That's a good question. Make an observation check for me.
That's better. Not by much, but I got 21.
21. Did you get 21 exactly?
Yeah, 10 on the die, 11 observation.
I know we just talked about this, but what is it that happens when you roll a 21, Miko?
They have not spent any luck points yet.
Oh, so you don't get extra luck.
Correct. You don't get extra luck. You can still.
I don't.
A thunderstorm. I don't know. Sorry, that was a really loud thunder. Yeah, if you haven't spent any luck, then it doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
That
all right.
seems rigged.
I was gonna be
It's
like,
an
yeah, you got a
encouraging
thing.
moment to spend luck. Or
Fair.
encouraging system to spend your luck.
Right. All right. So as you're heading up and out, let's jump back over to you for just a moment. As you're heading out, you don't hear people like trying to leave, but you do hear guards. Some of the voices sound familiar, ones that kind of like you encountered when you were making your first foray into this subterranean area under the dome. And you just kind of, move around them, keep your ear out for them. They seem to be trying to find any leaks, any ways that heat's escaping. You can hear them talking about it. Any ways that people might have been sneaking in and leaving doors open behind them for heat to escape through. But you don't hear anyone that seems to be trying to vacate.
I'm like when I hear that they're talking about heat escaping, the back of my head just has like fire alarms going off, and it's just like, yeah, no, time to hit that old dusty trail. I'm gonna find my friend and start like packing up. This would be, I'm going into this meeting with Bruno as this will be my final trade with him.
Okay.
I'll mess around with that. There's a reason I've survived this long.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. As you head through the crowded streets of this domed city, we're going to jump over to Bluu. Hello, Bluu.
Hi.
Let's see. I have some... There we go. Some music for your character. And as we focus in on Aurora, we're still inside the dome. You aren't wearing as many layers as others are. You're closer to they're called the nymphs. There are three large blue marble structures that are the nuclear reactor domes. Or not domes, sorry, funnels. My brain turned off again. And you're near those. There's still heat here. It's still comfortable-ish. But the waters have been getting fouled by... there's no filtration. The filtration systems are breaking down. As that's been happening, the cold has been creeping through the water further into the domed city. And so you're standing at the edge of this very large pool, looking down. In your hand is a large sledgehammer. The hammer is used for breaking ice, and you're waiting. You're watching down into the water for Dr. Penn to reemerge. Dr. Penn is, your mentor of a sort. He's the lead cultural researcher. And there's a lot of history and culture of the sea foam echevere that have kind of over the years begun to blur the line between muter and echevere, where some of them are starting to grow extra bits and bobs here and there, whether they be gills or horns or other appendages, etc. And some generations ago, it kind of came to the point where most of you could breathe underwater. And so you've kind of come to a place with Dr. Penn that he's gone down to try to make sure that these areas that your people generations ago had settled into because they could breathe under this water. But now this water is so murky with runoff, toxicity, that he just needs to make sure everything has been cleared out, that there aren't any stragglers trying to hide away down there. And you found that the ice is starting to cover these ponds. It's not deep enough yet to be a threat to other life that's down there, the remaining fish that still exist here and other sea creatures, plant life that's down there. But you definitely have found that it is it can come in these weird flashes of cold that travel through the water and freeze over. And so Dr. Penn is down there. You're his guard, you're his backup. You're trying to make sure he stays safe, that he can get out of this water. Go ahead and make an observation check for me.
I would love to. Aurora is staring down this body of water right now, just locked in. Let's see. What do I add to observation? Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, got a nat 20, and I add 16 to it, so 36.
Boom. You're looking down, you can see through these kind of scummy bits in the water, almost like oil slicks, that have this weird, almost bioluminescence to them. You can see Dr. Penn is down there. He seems to be struggling, trying to bring something up with him. He's kicking against the waves. And you just happen to look up in time to see the ice flash coming. You see shards of ice spearing into the water ahead of the sheet that is covering the top of it. What do you do?
I mean, I have the sledgehammer. I need to hit this, right? To make sure the doctor can still get back up.
Yeah.
Do I have anything in my bag that could help me out? No, I don't think I do. I am not the person to do strength-based things.
And you told him, you warned him that if anything happened, you were not...
I was not right for the job.
So as you're going to try and smash the ice as it forms?
I think they will try to smash the ice as it forms.
All right, so I'm going to have you do a brute force check.
Okay. I rolled a 2 and I add 7.
Amazing. That as you go to hit it, the handle slips in your grasp and you manage to not quite let it go. You catch it with it completely leaves one hand, and then you catch the very end of it, and then you just kind of totter out over the water. I need you to do another check. Let's call this let's call it dexterity.
Okay. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's see. What do I add to my dexterity? So let's see. I'm not a math guy, y'all, so bear with me. I got a 34 total.
Oh, amazing. As you kind of are unbalanced for just a moment, the hammer swings back and hits the ice, kind of skidding across it. You lean back with it and manage to catch yourself before falling into the water. And then you hear just that crackling of the ice settling in over, and then a dull thud. And you look down and you can see as the ice is thickening, becoming more opaque, you can see Dr. Penn staring up at you.
Oh my god.
What do you do?
Okay, so I have a professional toolkit. Is it reasonable enough to say that Aurora would have like some sort of pick? You know how when you're like cracking open a geode, you have like that kind of pick, and then you have like the hammer, like the mallet.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say they'd have like a pick in there to help with cracking that ice?
Sure. What do you think? What do you want to call that? Do you want to? I feel like
could I call it a heavy machinery? Can I get away with that?
I don't think I'm gonna let heavy machinery go, but you could. I mean, you don't need to even use strength for this. You could use it as like science. You're like using, or
I love that.
Okay, yeah. So you're getting a little more like thoughtful on like how to crack it rather than just brute forcing it.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. All right, 15. I add 14. I got a 29.
Perfect. Next to you, that sledgehammer just rests as these much smaller but more effective for you in your hands tools as you carve through this ice, and you hear it crack, and you aim the chisel in a way that it allows you to like dig into it, and then you widen it, and a hand pushes up and a sheet of the ice kind of cracks open. There's enough room for you to grab Dr. Penn and pull him out.
Yeah, I'm immediately like tossing the hammer and chisel behind me and trying to use both hands to pull the dock up.
This is going to be, we'll call it an athleticism.
Okay. I'm a teensy bit better at those. Let's see. Okay, 27.
Nice. The momentum which Dr. Penn was kind of kicking up, and your ability to like grab him at the right angle and just kind of leverage him onto the shore, he lands with a thud, coughing up kind of this green ichor. He breathed in a lot of the stuff that's down there. He kind of retches for a moment and then lays on his back, blinking, tears of kind of bluish and green oozing out of his eyes.
Ooh,
that was terrible.
It looks like it. Let me get you something. And could I maybe like grab the dog a bottle of water to just kind of rinse that
Sure,
off?
yeah.
Yeah, Aurora, they'll rush to the doctor's desk real quick. I'm sure it's messy as hell. It takes them just a second to find a water bottle that's like not empty, and they bring it over. Top off, just thrusting it in Dr. Penn's direction. And I think they're like looking at the like bioluminescent like ichor that's kind of still inside of the water. They like look behind them. Is that new for us to see?
Yes, it is new.
Okay. When Dr. Penn takes the bottle, the water, Aurora will grab out of their professional toolkit a little vial just to get like a sample of that.
Okay. As you scoop out a sample of it, it almost seems to move a little bit of its own accord in the vial before settling in. Maybe every so often you see a little tendril kind of like move up like towards the stopper at the top. You file that away for later. But as you're looking there, you see what it was that Dr. Penn had been bringing up. He didn't quite get it out of the water. There's a large net sack just filled with waterproof books, various tools, some statuary, various things of the Seafoam Echevar tribe. Do you want to pull that out as well?
Yeah, they absolutely. Their eyes sparkle upon seeing those things. Put on like some elbow length gloves to handle it, and they are scooping everything out, just being as careful as they can to like not fall in, but also not damage these treasures.
Excellent. After a few moments, Dr. Penn stands, looks at you. His eyes are a little larger than a typical Echevir's. The mutations are slowly working their way into the ongoing lineage of this tribe. The gills on his neck are just like thrumming, trying as he tries to catch his breath. He's like swipes back some dark hair that you swear used to be like jet black, and now it's more like black green over the years of like diving into these waters and such. It's tinted now, the radiation altering it. And he coughs up a little bit of phlegm, spits it out. Not a great color. I think I need a drink.
And maybe a doctor. I think a screening couldn't hurt.
They probably won't be able to tell me anything I don't already know, but what can it hurt?
Can't hurt at all. Maybe they can give you something for all that. And they are like motioning to the phlegm.
You just gestured to all of me.
Hey. And they just, Aurora like gives like a non-committal shrug. And their eyes kind of glance over quickly like to the like sort of relics that they found. And they're like, okay, so you're gonna have a drink. I think I will get these cleaned off. Do you need anything? Do you want me to walk with you?
Are you sure you have that?
Oh, absolutely.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he looks at you. There's like this sense of appreciation and pride that's just been growing over the years that you've known him. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done today if it wasn't for you.
Hey, and I think Aurora gives it like a sincere smile as well. I'm happy to help any way I can.
He looks at you for a long moment, almost to the point where it's like starting to get awkward. And then he glances over at the water behind you. You can hear the ice cracking as it continues to spread. Actually, I think we're going the same direction for at least a little bit. Will you walk with me?
Sure. They like take off the gloves, toss them to the side on the table, and I think they'll grab like another like towel for Dr. Penn and just kind of motion it to them. If they're like a little bit low on water, they'll help with, they'll use like their water canister to like refill it. And yeah, they'll head on out.
Nice. So as you walk back towards the streets of the city, the ponds are kind of like a park area. Like it's more open land, but you're walking towards the busy streets, and as you do that, the comforting weight of that sack of your people's history rests over your shoulder. And we're going to go meet Miko. There are too many Mikas, Mick people.
I mean, I'm pretty certain someone has mentioned that we need to get me, Mick, and Mika all on the same stream.
Yes, just not with me running.
No. The point is to ruin you.
It doesn't take much. Hey, Miko, how's it going?
Hey, Jeremy, I'm going pretty well.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Also, obligatory, cat cam.
I mean, Void. Yes, rub the belly. Rub it. So Miko, what?
Do what now?
What is crouching in kind of a overhang, an ice covered, it's not even really a cave. It's more like the ice is blown over some object that you're not even sure what it is and created this kind of lean-to. And you're kind of using it a little bit to get out of just like the freezing wind. Tell us what this looks like. Tell us what looks like. Yes.
Yeah. So what is very tall, very shiny, metallic, covering virtually every portion of their visible body. It does wear a kind of cloth across its chest that is extremely tattered and very much is, to any person that might, or being that might observe them for any appreciable amount of time, very much not purposeful. Like it has no purpose. It's just there, and I don't even think that what understands why it is there. It just is. What most notably, above and beyond what's extremely tall frame, because they're around 6.5 feet tall. They also have two extremely large wing-like appendages that escape from the scaffolds of their back, that branch in multiple directions. However, they are much too clumsy to actually be utilized as wings, and they have like small vents within them on the upper surface, as well as some on the lower surface, that all they're very hard to discern what purpose those might actually serve, but they are there.
Yeah.
And they are very, very noticeable, much like this little beast that
Love
apparently
me.
wants attention.
So it's actually those wing-like appendages that have caused you to be hiding where you're hiding, because your subjects, it's better if your subjects don't know you're there, for you to be able to witness them and stay out of the observation. Once you become part of the observation, you're tainting it. And so you just kind of hunkered down here waiting. You had noticed your wings had vented a little bit, and some glimmers had been reflected in the snow around you, and you realized that it was probably giving your position away. And so you're hunkered down waiting. I don't want to say trap, your elaborate ruse to see how your subjects would react to certain
External stimuli.
Stimuli, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Is currently interrupted, but you feel confident that you will be able to catch up again soon. As you wait here, go ahead and make an observation check.
Oh, sure. That is a 19 plus 16 for a total of 35.
I'm just waiting for your cat to be like, dice. Perfect.
He might get there. We'll see.
There's a weird sound on the wind. It's not one you've heard before. It's somewhat rhythmic and bassy. As your processes are trying to analyze it, it seems that there's more than one source. And so you're attempting to...
Mechanical or biological?
You're not 100% sure. It sounds... Because that line has blurred so much, it's difficult to say if it's mechanical or biological. However, it does sound leathery. as opposed to...
Is there perfectness between the rhythms
No,
of it, or is there variability?
there's variability, and there are more than one.
Okay. Given that, I think what would understanding their programming would remain in as stealthy a position as possible.
Sure. Why don't we have you do a stealth check?
Of course. Also, strong suit, plus 15 to that. I only rolled a 7, but that's still a total of 22.
Perfect. You hunker down even more. You pull your wings down as close to your body as you can, and you like kind of just try to mush back into this ice structure that you're hiding under. And you listen for a while. And as these noises fade away, then maybe grow a little louder and fade away, you get the feeling that they are circling or maybe searching in some kind of pattern that you are trying to calculate at this time. And you realize, if you're correct, they're going to intercept your subjects.
Unfortunate.
And
I'm assuming that these particular subjects have not given up their ultimate destination's path just yet.
You're unsure at the time. You've lost sight of them because you had to hide. But as you come to this conclusion, we are going to take a short break and allow everyone to get up, stretch their legs, put their ears back on if they need to. Again, we are playing Arrhenius by Dungeon Teller Games. Head over to the itch link that is currently in chat. Check it out. There is a quick start up right now that you can check out, and the whole game goes on sale on itch and drive-thru-RPG on May 5th. We will be back in about 10 minutes, and we will see you then. Thanks, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us as we play some Arrhenius. We are 100,000 years into Earth's future. Humans still exist in some form in their descendants, although Homo sapiens are gone. They have evolved and changed and uploaded their consciousnesses into robots that run around and do weird things. We have the whole gamut. Actually, we don't have quite.
That is vulgarity. That is vulgarity, stereotyping. And I'm calling you out. There is no robot in this. None.
Head inside jar.
Oh, that was real quiet. Who was that?
I was gonna say it's just head inside jar. That's it.
Right. Metallic body. I don't want to even call them humanoids.
We'll think of an acronym.
Yeah.
We'll think of one.
I love it. All right. When we left, what was realizing that there's something in this small windstorm that's kicking up a little bit of ice and snow. Something is fluttering around or something. But inside the dome, where it's nice and toasty. All right, not as nice and toasty, but it's a little nicer. Yellow Jacket has met up with Bruno. Now, where did Yellow Jacket find Bruno? Is my first question.
Yellow Jacket is looking at Bruno. I guess I would find him in that same a bar area
Gotcha.
where he kind of just tends to float around from establishment to establishment, where like not drinking. It's not like not a drinking bar. It's one of those dream bars is I think how Yellow Jacket sees them. Where you go and just like sleep. I don't get it.
So is it like a hostel? Is that the word we would use for it, or is there like some kind of imbibing that goes on that causes dreams?
No, I think it's the simulation place. Like it would be like a VR place, but the way that Yellow Jacket understands it, it's the dream bar.
I see. Yeah, so not long after Bruno walks out from his experience earlier, he runs into Yellow Jacket. So, Ed, why don't you tell us what Yellow Jacket sees as they get closer to you? Since we did describe your character earlier.
Sure. So, Bruno is pretty tall. He is an ecavir, so he looks basically human, but with, I'm going to say, much like longer, sharper, coarser fingernails than sort of the baseline humans that we know today. Easily his most, sort of recognizable feature is the face paint that he wears. He's got sort of a white with black face paint on his eyes, which is a tradition that he has carried on from his Echabir tribe, despite being exiled from them. He's clad in some casual clothes. They're made from they have sort of a oily or tarry black fur. They're made from vold pelts, which are like wolves, only with a much broader mouth that's just absolutely filled with teeth. And all the fasteners for his clothing are sort of made out of those teeth. So it's very low tech, very primitive clothing, but really pretty finely made.
Nice.
What up, stranger?
Hello.
So, friend.
Bruno sort of gestures at the room that he came out of. The room is broken. Smoke came out.
Bad sleep, huh?
Short.
I have
Bruno,
trinkets.
just as a note, Bruno, when he's chatting with like Yellow Jacket, who's a scab, we're using the common speak vibe, right?
Yes. Yes.
And sort of as an outsider, someone with not a terrible amount of education and sort of a new arrival to the dome.
Yeah.
Bruno's vibe is not the greatest.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
You do notice a few people in like brightly colored yellow and green with some like really weird magenta that like seems to catch light and reflect it in weird patterns. So they go walking by and just kind of like glance over at you. Like you stand out amongst the inhabitants of this dome. But other than that, they just kind of pay you no mind.
I think Bruno sort of gestures at Yellow Jacket and Yellow Jacket's pack. Anything good?
Yeah. I have gifts for you, friend. Yellow Jacket. Never fully, like when he's topside, he never fully takes off his jacket. So there is a side pocket where he can like kind of just grab into the pouch that is specifically for Bruno.
Love it.
And like he like maneuvers and then pulls out all these little mechanical pieces and holds them to you in his palms. There's like they're grease stained palms. These are pieces that he did not want to put into his mouth. They just reminded it of Bruno, so it's like, eh.
I think Bruno gives like a wide grin and sort of leans in to take a look at some of them. He's sort of poking at them, you know, maybe scraping a little bit of the grease off with his fingernail and looking in. He has absolutely no idea how any of these bits and pieces work. Again, study is not his strong point, but something about how, you know, they're so intricately crafted, even in their broken state, I think just really appeals to him. And it's nice to be thought of, right? Yellow Jacket brought him a little gift, so I think he's feeling real good right now.
There's like some pieces in there that Yellow Jacket like picks out, and it's like there's like a sharp spot on it, and he's like motions to your your nails, and it's like starts clawing at like the thick leather of his clothes, and you see like the marks in it. It's like, yeah, see, useful.
Very nice, sharp.
Yeah, swear by.
So Bruno, I know your study. I know study isn't your strong point, but I will have you do a recall.
All right.
Just to see if these pieces look familiar to you at all.
And I think I'd like to invest a luck point in this.
Okay.
Just because.
First luck point of the game.
All right. That is a 20, so I think that comes up just short.
It does. There's something familiar about these pieces, and you don't understand why. Like you're not really mechanically inclined as far as like, you know, sciencing pieces that do things other than like, you know, hunting like weaponry and stuff like that. Sure, but there's something familiar about these pieces. You're just not sure what it is.
Query, friend, do you hear the whisperings about the cold?
Bruno frowns. No. Whisperings?
Yeah. Topsiders are worried about cold. They bundle up.
Topsider is soft. Always worry cold.
Yeah, but this is different. They're talking about leaks. The
Different,
heat
like
been leaking.
Like ice on front door.
Yes. Cold getting thick. It's a darky spot we're in, friend.
No good.
No.
What did you see?
I just see not so much, but I hear plenty. Stay here. We ain't safe here.
As Yellow Jacket's mentioning this, Bruno, go ahead and do an observation check. This isn't a current observation, but something that you might have noticed in talk in the last few weeks.
14 for that.
14. Yeah, you've been real busy with your hunting and your holodecking and such. As you're standing there conversing, you do notice groups of people walking by. They are bundled up, as Yellow Jacket said. And it does seem like more and more layers are being added as the days go on.
I plan on moving on soon.
To where?
Don't know.
Tell me before you go.
I am.
Oh, like soon.
Yeah. This be my last trade, friend. More than welcome to join.
As this look of realization dawns on Bruno, a couple streets over, Aurora, you've been walking with Dr. Penn. And what he has said has not come as a surprise. It's shaken you, but it's not come as a surprise because you've heard about various expeditions going out to find something. You haven't really had the details on what that these expeditions are looking for, but now that Dr. Penn has revealed the truth to you, you found out that the nuclear towers are cooling, which has long been suspect by the population in general. That's not all that shocking, but expeditions have been going out at least on a weekly basis for several months now. That you didn't know because the lack of findings would be rather disheartening to a populace that is edging closer towards annihilation, essentially. And so it's with this sense of dread in the pit of your stomach that you come around the corner and you see your friend Bruno talking with, what's that little guy's name? You're not 100% sure. You've seen them talking to Bruno before.
I think it's Blue Shorts. Maybe. I don't.
You look and they're wearing a yellow jacket, kind of, what was it, brownish pants?
No, they were blue.
Oh, are they blue?
I just came.
Perfect.
They're a great descendant of jeans. Yes, I'm wearing blue, but there is a hole in my pants where you can see like metal where frostbite has taken my leg and metal has replaced it.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
They're actually not even like descendants of jeans. You found a pair of jeans one time that was just like in some random place that you went.
I conquered a Forever 21 once. Or a Levi's. Let's go.
You only saw the EV1, so you're just certain that it used to be called EV1. You're not sure what that means. But
Yeah.
Yes, I love
These are my EV1 jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So yeah, I think when Aurora sees Bruno with blue shorts, they will turn to Dr. Penn and say, I think I'm gonna just take a moment to talk to a friend, but are you good here? Do you want me to?
Oh, yes, I'm just going to stop in and get a quick nip before I head to the doctor. I will 100% go to the doctor after. And you kind of look at him, he's like, fine, I will go to the doctor first.
He 100% knows that Aurora will check with the doctor. And so they give a smile. Good. Be careful. And when is the next expedition going out?
He sighs for a moment and he looks at you. And he says, I don't think we'll be sending any more out. We have no more volunteers. we could send exiles, but you never know if they're going to come back.
Yeah, no.
It's...
What if I could get a team together? Hypothetically.
Oh,
Not hypothetically. I could get a team together.
no, that's you.
We don't have anybody else. We only have so much time. You saw how fast that ice came in when you were down there.
Well, I don't want to say you're not capable of surviving out there, but he takes a long look at you and he's like, I guess it's not any different freezing out there trying to survive than it is waiting to freeze in here.
We might as well spend the time we have looking for a fix.
If you can find people for a team, I will see what I can do to outfit you with gear before you leave. I am going to get that drink first, though. And he just kind of starts trudging off towards the bar down the road.
They wave him off and make their way towards Bruno. They kind of jog over. Hey, you two. They look around for a second. Like, I think they kind of maybe see, they just come up when they're like, when Yellow Jacket is like, yeah, I'm leaving. And Bruno's like, what? I think they come up, kind of see it's like a not tense, but a little bit of like an awkward air. And they're like, oh, I can come back later if that's necessary.
What does Aurora look like again?
Aurora, what does Aurora look like again? Aurora is a sort of tall-ish, they're like 5'10". They're a nice little 5'10". They have dark brown skin. On their arms, they have like these sort of like purple, blue, metallic, like shiny scales. They have fins on both their forearms. They have like these fingerless gloves with these sort of like claws coming through them. They have this like blunt bob that is like purple and bright blue with these like anemone horns that are sort of just flowing in the wind as if they were underwater, but they're not. They have like this scarf around their neck that's nice and snug. They have like a book bag on their back. They have like so many belts. They're very gay. So of course they have lots of belts, lots of buckles, all the belts. Yeah, and just like gear with lots of fabric, I think you would see on them. Lots of like twine, they have like a book latched to their side. One eye is purple, one eye is blue. They have a bright smile, like a little toothy grin, looking upon Bruno. Well, I would say it's a little bit of an awkward grin, looking upon Bruno in blue shorts.
And right now you have a large net sack of recovered goodies.
A little bit wet at the bottom, kind of dripping some green, bluish, bioluminescent mess. But that's all fine. That's fine. Don't look at that.
I think Bruno's been sort of loading up. He has a little ceramic pipe, and he's been loading that up with just packing a little bit of ice mold in there. Just sort of a little thing that he likes to smoke, and he's just about to like light that up when he sees like Aurora, and he like waves the pipe at them. And sort of waves them over. Aurora, hello.
Hey, what you got there? I think they'll go ahead and just plop down between the two of them.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket's just gonna look at the giant woman that sat next to him, because they are only like 5'3" on a good
Short
day.
King.
Short King all the way. Like their hair makes them 5'6". And they slouch, so homie is like close to the ground. So just staring at the giant woman sitting next to them.
I think
they
Go
also
ahead.
staring. Sorry, I think they're also staring, and they like tilt their head a little bit, extend a hand, like, "Hi, I don't think we've really officially met. I'm Aurora. Isn't your name Bluu?
No, 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 no.
Stop.
Bluu.
Oh. Mhm.
Not Bluu. Nah, no Bluu. Yellow
Got it.
jacket. Yellow jacket.
I can remember that. Okay, got it. Yellow jacket.
And you're tall lady.
That's fine. Aurora like kind of laughs. No, I'm Aurora. You can. I think they were gonna suggest like you can call me Roro, but then they're like, no, that's too familiar. You can call me Aurora. That's fine.
I rolled my yes, no, maybe die to see. You have noticed Aurora around the city before, and they have so many belts, you were confused because you thought maybe they were a traveling belt vendor, but apparently not.
I love that.
Okay. Star person.
I like that. Yes.
And a yellow jacket
shake.
extend their hand. Yeah.
Mhm.
Are your bits and
You-
bobs still out that you found under the city?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the ones that I gave to Bruno, good. They're secure. I gave them to Bruno. And then I zipped up my pocket. And since Aurora's not wearing anything yellow, I am currently not interested in like securing anything. So I was like, all right. Everything's blue and purple, and I'm like, okay, that's not interesting. Not
Mhm.
they're cool.
So Aurora, I'm going to have you do an observation, or sorry, a recall check. For you, it is going to be more difficult, however. We're going to go with a difficult penalty, so a -4 to your roll.
Can I use that advantage? On
You
this roll?
can, so it'll become a -2 in that case.
Beautiful. Okay. Observation. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the math on that real quick. Oh, I just hit a 21. Okay.
Wait, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Go you.
Like you just missed it, or you just hit it?
I just hit 21.
Nice,
21
nice.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Well, did you spend any luck?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you don't get any luck back then, but
Yeah.
you're looking at it, and you kind of tilt your head, and Bruno reaches over and kind of nudges a couple pieces of the stuff that Yellow Jacket gave you into like a different formation. You're pretty sure, or you've seen drawings of various mechanical people. You've never actually seen an Ozit before. But that sure looks like parts of an Ozit. Like this could easily be like you kind of move things around. That's definitely a hand. And this could like go this way and be its arm.
I think Aurora was like at first kind of putting it together like, oh, a little puzzle. And it's kind of, putting the fingers like the knuckles in, just making that shape. And then when they realize it's a hand, I think their hands immediately fly back and they drop it and they're like, oh, that's a body. That's a body. Where did you get this body from? Where did you, who is this? They like stand up, take a nice little hearty step back. What's up? Who? Where? Why?
When you call it a body, Yellow Jacket's gonna lean in and it's like, huh. Ain't seen body like that before.
Would I maybe have like a drawing of an Ozit on me? Maybe in like my little notebook that I take notes in.
The yes, no, maybe die said no, but you know where you can find some. Like Dr. Penn has a lot of books on the various peoples of the world, both current and past, and that's where you've seen drawings and photos and
Okay.
There's probably, now that you're thinking about it, you've probably even seen like holograms and stuff of Ozits before.
With that, Aura's like, I can show you later, but this is pieces to to individuals known as Ozits. Have you guys heard of that?
In Bruno, you've definitely seen Ozits before, but not in this dome.
Would I know them by a different name?
That's a good question. Hang on. Yes, but. Okay, so yes, but is going to be, yes, you know them by a different name. But I'm open to suggestions. What's the but?
What does an Ozit look like?
That is pretty open for interpretations. They are.
Largely mechanical bodies.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty consistent.
I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ken.
Yes, but you're not going to be able to piece together in this moment what an Ozit is and what your terminology is.
I love it.
So
okay, fair enough. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, no, not even guess. My Yellow Jacket's gonna stare at you blankly.
Seeing that look, they like, okay. They look at Bruno like, please, do you know what I'm talking about? Pleading with their eyes.
Dead metal men from under the dome?
This came from under the dome?
The under tunnels.
Would Bruno be talking about like the tunnels near the nuclear reactors?
So there are like service tunnels under there. You remember recently? Yeah, you remember recently that that there more tunnels have been recently found because apparently some person broke into the city using them. You're not really sure who that person was. You never heard those kind of details, but you heard that that at least one person had like found their way in, and so like teams have gone deep under the city to where the tunnels that you didn't know existed before are, which Dr. Penn was very excited about. Like, oh, tunnels you haven't found before, excellent. But guards have been keeping people out from down in that area because of this apparent trespass and such.
Does this does this limb look old, or does it look more like recent?
It looks kind of gauging it on grime and wear. It doesn't look that old, but like when something is sat in the cold for a long time and it kind of gets that like cold damage done to it.
Yeah.
It has some of that done to it.
Okay. So not super
It's freezer burnt.
old, but yeah, freezer burnt.
You kind of sniff it,
old
you're like,
enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. Did you find this, Bruno? Yellow Jacket behind Aurora. Aurora's fully looking at Bruno.
Bruno opens like his pocket and he brings out several of the other pieces that Yellow Jacket gave him, and sort of looks at Aurora and asks, like these?
Yeah. Shit.
And looking at those pieces, some of them go to this arm. Some of them are different. Like they're not from the same Ozit.
I think Aurora thinks they should report it to someone. If we're finding bodies in tunnels that we have not discovered before, that can't be a great sign. That may feel like some shit is down there. Excuse my French. So Aurora is going to just kind of look at this and was like, do you two mind if I take these to some of the dome's leaders? If a body, parts of a body was found in these tunnels, that can't be good. I just don't think that's good. Great. We have people exploring down there. And if there's something down there.
Yellow Jacket said ice coming in. Smoke came out of sleeping bars. If
how do you know about that?
If ice, then all muters freeze, many more bodies. Bigger problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here, not safe here.
I think they're both a little, I don't know. There's legends of things lurking in the ice, which is what worries me. If there's something underground in the ice and ice is coming in, Aurora will scoop up the pieces and like the arms and stuff, and they put it inside their bag. And they're like, sorry, I have to make an executive decision. And they'll reach it to the sack and pull out anything. So there's something small that they can grab and offer it to Yellow Jacket.
Sure. What do you think you pull out? What's the first object that would have been on top?
I think it's a little clay pot that has like a story engraved on the side of it.
What color is it?
Actually, let's just roll yes, no, maybe. Is it yellow?
Cool. Is it yellow?
It may be yellow, but it has like enough of a like patina, like this, like that wear on it, that it's kind of faded into this weird bronzy green. If you buffed it, it might be yellow.
Yellow Jacket's gonna take like some their fur bracer and just like try and buff it out. Like I've seen this kind of green before. Like I have stuff on me that's this color green, and so I'm like,
yeah. As you like kind of buff it away, the metallic or sheen underneath is kind of a yellowish gold.
Okay.
We're good?
Okay. It's yours. They stick it in
they like turn towards the door and they're like, and then they turn back around, remembering they need a team. And they'll say, are you two looking for work, by the way?
Work?
Exploring. And getting paid?
Paid.
Outside?
Yes.
Oh.
Bruno,
and I think they'll say, okay, not paid, trade. Top
Outside.
Trade or Aurora?
What'd you say, Bruno?
Trade or Aurora?
Whichever you prefer. I think Yellow Jacket might want trade.
Yellow Jacket wants out.
Okay. That can be arranged. I'll be back. And they leave to like drop this with Dr. Penn, I think. Yeah, they go take that to Dr. Penn real fast.
Okay. As you head off to meet Dr. Penn, we're going to go back outside. Let's go over to where Shen and Winonna are, I think. Because you're heading through this kind of increasing storm. The wind's kicking up. The clouds are darkening somewhat. And while it hasn't started snowing yet, that just kind of ever-present ice in the air is starting to blow harder and harder against you. You're following these frozen footsteps into the unknown. You haven't gone this direction before. Tell me about it. What's going on?
Winonna has started grumbling louder, and it's just like why is it this hard to find something that is worthwhile in this barren wasteland? And it's just kind of going on. I imagine that because Winona has an unlucky streak, there's absolutely a point in which like they slip, like, and that just makes her more mad. Like,
Fair.
I think Shan has done her best to be chipper, but I think they're starting to grumble too. I think it's just a low guttural, just constantly, and at some point it'd be like, we need to stop. We need to turn around. We need to get shelter. I can't do this.
and then when I was like, we're so close to something, I can feel it in my bones. We're close.
I'm pretty sure that's just the cold.
It's the same thing. It's the same feeling. It comes from the same place. You just have to look hard enough within yourself. Don't you feel it that we're close to something? Ignore the cold.
I'm close to frostbite. That's about it.
Okay.
It's gonna storm. I don't know. Do you want to be stuck out here?
5 minutes. 5 minutes, and we will turn around. And then I know, because Shan likes this kind of shit, I like put out my pinky for like my gloved pinky for a pinky promise.
Shan, it definitely is all into it. Okay. They use their third hand while they continue to hold stuff. Okay. Let's do this. Let's find it.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as you start, you kind of dig in, pull everything around you a little tighter as you head back into the wind. But then, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Winona then just starts low-key running. Like,
Fair. Okay.
It's like, I have to find something within 5 minutes.
So I'm gonna have you both roll observation checks. I am gonna give a hard penalty, so it's a -2 to Winona because of the running, but it's just like a desperate trying to find anything.
Yeah, I want to be brisk. I also would like to use my luck.
Okay.
So I think I have 5 luck. Do I say I use all of it?
If you want to use all of it, yeah.
I will, because I only have a 7 observation. So.
I got an 11 plus 13 -2. So I think that's 22.
11, yeah, 22. Perfect.
Ooh.
I didn't even add it. I rolled a 17 plus my 7 observation, which is 24 plus
Nice.
5.
Nice.
29. I have no luck. I used it all on this.
So as you're running, you both or Winona notices first that the tracks disappear. They don't like fade off or turn, they just stop. But as you're running behind Shan, you actually almost plow into Winona, because you look up and you off to, like, kind of ahead and to your left is this warm glow. It's faint, but it's huge. Like, how you missed it before, you're not really sure. The storm must have just been too thick, but there is this enormous glow, and you immediately know, because you are from a dome, that there is a dome in that direction.
My dome sense is tingling.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Winona, look! Do you see? And I'll point off into the storm.
Winona's eyes like light up, and Winona's like, finally, you are really using that tallness for good, to good use. All I had to do was pinky promise. I should do that more often, obviously. And then they're just gonna head off in that direction.
Perfect. All right. Miko, what has been keeping their senses open, trying to determine what these noises are, but they have gotten ahead of you. So you're trying to figure out, one, where your subjects went, and you have somewhat of an advantage of that because they were following the
tracks that I had.
Sorry, the words escaped my brain that you had left for them. Go ahead and make an observation check for me.
Sure. That is 8 plus 16 for 24 total.
Nice. As you're moving around, you easily find your own tracks, and you see in the snow that's kind of starting to be blown over that their tracks are following yours. And then when you get to the end of them, they do veer off. And I guess I should ask, are you following their tracks?
No, not initially.
Okay.
I think my initial desire is going to be to search around for any other tracks that might indicate another entity in the vicinity, something that I can attribute to what was causing those strange, anomalous, potentially bioorganic sounds.
For this, I'm going to have you do a survival check.
Oh, that one's not great. So I will go ahead and add all 3 of my luck to that.
Okay.
And I didn't need to because that's a natural 20 for a total now of 32.
Nice. You're looking around, you're not finding any other ground tracks. And as you're listening, maybe up ahead you can hear the crunching of snow in the direction that the footprints go. And every so often you do hear that kind of whooshing noise, like of large leather sheets or sails or something, like rippling in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My gaze shifts to the skies.
Excellent.
And away from the ground. I imagine that what has encountered more than a few aerial predators in the many cycles that they have been performing their tasks.
At the very least, you probably have record of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even if this sound is not necessarily contained within the memory banks, it seems reasonable to conclude such. And thus, given the significant threat that that can impose, I think that what is going to start moving very quickly along the trail left behind by their quarry.
Okay. So you get about 5 steps. And you've never encountered this before, but your vision turns red and begins flashing. And there's this alarm going off in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, there's text showing across your vision. Mm-hmm. And it says, sorry, the word is escaping my brain. It essentially says, danger, do not approach.
I'm going to disregard that.
Okay.
I don't feel like what I believe that what would associate that to some anomaly in the programming, given that they have never encountered that in their cycles before.
Yeah.
And until they can quantify the danger, it is not worth paying that significant attention to. Once they can quantify the danger, it may be worth reassessing. But until that point, continuing moving.
As you dismiss the alert, it drops down, and there's a little hazardous area, do not approach, that kind of just blinks red in the lower left corner of your vision. As you follow after, let's go back into the dome. Inside the dome, the three of you are heading to talk about this job that Aurora has offered. What does that look like? Are you meeting Dr. Penn now, or are you trying to find those books, or what's your course here?
I think they'd go wait at the office for Dr. Penn, knowing that he's gonna go grab a drink, then he was gonna go see a doctor. So I think they just allow them to kind of hang out in the lab for a bit, and while we're hanging out in there, they will pull out a book to be able to show Yellow Jacket what they were talking about earlier.
Okay. Yeah, so there's this tome of synthetic paper that Yellow Jacket, when you like touch it, you've never felt anything quite like this. It's kind of like microfiber cloth, where you're just like, oh, that feels weird. And printed on that are all of these very technical terms about various life forms. And Aurora opens it to like an Ozit section, and there are just like, you don't even know what half of this stuff is supposed to be. There's some that are shaped like people, but there's others that look like this is a square that has like weird jets on the bottom or something that makes it like hover. And this is what even is this? It just looks like this elongated tube or something. You get the feeling there are lots of forms Ozits can take.
You called them weird. These are shifters.
Oh, is that what you call them?
That's what they're called.
Things can have multiple names.
Okay.
So we call them Ozits.
But they're shifters.
So they are shifters and Ozits. And I feel like this goes on for a while.
While that's going on, what is Bruno doing?
I think Bruno is he's finishing his pipe and probably just like looking around for anything to get warm. You know, if there's like a space heater or a vent or maybe a mainframe that happens to give off a significant amount of heat from the exhaust fans or something like that. Just to get a little bit toasty.
Okay.
Thank you. I have a question. Does ice mold have an analog to current times? Like, is it more of a cigarette or a tobacco pipe? Was it more of a weed pipe?
That is a good question. Ed, do you have an answer for that?
I am imagining more like a weed pipe. That's what I'm imagining, and I've.
Okay, so Bruno's
imagined...
cool.
Right.
Yes, drugs definitely make you cool. That's the takeaway here.
That's exactly what Dare said.
I know a person named Dare.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're right.
Not like it's definitely not like your grandpa's, like, you know, old school pipe.
Tobacco pipe.
Right.
All right, so as you mellow out, trying to get warm, and here is actually fairly warm, not overly hot, but there are moments where, like, those of you wearing multiple layers at this point kind of like, oh, and can peel off some of those to be a little more comfortable. And not long after that, Dr. Penn comes in and looks up at you. I wasn't expecting to see you already. Bruno.
There's a board up. They break it down the etymology of Ozits. Oh, hi, doctor.
And then on your board, Yellow Jacket just is like shifter. over all of it.
Yeah.
Dr. Penn walks over and gives Bruno a handshake. I don't know if Bruno's ever had a handshake before. It's a very antiquated thing that Dr. Penn just likes to use because he read about it in a book once.
I think Bruno actually learned that from Aurora when their tribes met out in the waste.
Nice.
And they definitely got it from Dr. Penn.
So, do you return the handshake?
It would be rude not to.
When you return it, there's this look of shocked satisfaction on his face, oh, somebody knows what a handshake is, and he grabs your hand with his other hand and starts to even more aggressively shake your hand.
I want to say when Bruno tried to handshake Yellow Jacket, Yellow Jacket thought he wanted to fight him, so he kind of flipped him.
There was an obvious knife in your other hand, are these the folk that you want to take out into the cold?
They seem hardy enough, right? Looking a little proud, I think I did good.
I mean, Bruno,
So the first people I saw.
You go out on a regular basis. I'm sorry, I haven't met you before. And Dr. Penn holds his hand out to Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket's gonna take the hand and flip him.
Let's do opposed checks here. You can do. I'll let you do either brute force or athleticism.
Oh, baby.
Don't hurt my doctor.
I'm a brute force it, and you're so lucky my roll was trash. I got an 18 total.
Oh, I didn't roll much better than that. It comes to a 20. So there is you move Dr. Penn, and he's just kind of you see his feet just kind of spinning as he manages to stay upright. Oh, quite the grip there.
Yellow Jacket's speechless because not a lot of people can not get flipped. I was you're strong.
You're rather spry yourself.
Reevaluating, looking at this old man.
I like Yellow Jacket. That's Dr. Penn. Please don't harm the doctor. Thanks.
He's okay. You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I might sit down. My back has a little bit of a tweak in it now.
Mostly okay.
Fair enough. When Dr. Penn goes to sit down, they will take out the pieces that they found or that they put together that Yellow Jacket found and Bruno had. I think they wrap it up in a cloth and they just lay it on the table neatly, and they kind of lean across it and they say, "It found this in the tunnels."
Yeah, shifter bones.
He'll the chair he sits on is a wheeled one. He wheels on over and he pulls out a pair of their lenses. And you know that there's a whole bunch of digital stuff that goes on inside as he puts them on, but outside it just looks like he puts on some clear glasses. And he leans in and you can see flashes of light going on inside there as he's analyzing it. Oh, fascinating. Yes. You say you found these in the tunnels below?
The same tunnels that have been rumored to have people running around in them.
Oh, where that person broke in recently.
Yeah.
No people.
Staring at Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket is fascinated by your glasses. There's no people down there.
Oh. Who found this?
No people. No. People. Dead metal people. That's Aurora said dead metal people.
yes, this does look like maybe an arm appendage of an Ozit.
Shifter.
Shifter.
I love this is gonna be the thing all campaign. I'm here for it though.
Let me
Shifter
see.
Ozzy, yes.
He like takes down some like data tablets and stuff and starts like kind of scrolling through some files. And you see various images of Ozits coming up, and he's like kind of comparing known models essentially. You see some like he kind of like starts expanding images, turning blueprints, and he's like, yes, I could see how this is probably an arm appendage, and I don't think this part belongs to it though. And he takes it away and moves it over, and I think this is from a different unit. Maybe it's part of one of the hovering pads, and he just kind of starts like labeling everything.
As he's going full archaeologist on this,
Right. This belongs in a museum.
Yeah. Can I wander around and just like see what's around this office?
Sure. Yeah. This is a very cramped space where it has just like tomes of like books and data pads and hard drives and computers and monitors, and then things like pottery and statues and various say
Go ahead.
I was going to say,
go ahead.
a lot of them are at least of a similar make or theme, and you notice that Aurora is kind of wearing similar stuff.
Very important question. Is any of this stuff yellow?
Yes.
Cool. So as he's going full archaeologist, I'm gonna see if I can just like
Yoink. Sure. I believe we'll do a stealth check for that.
it's a good thing I'm a stealthy boy. Let's go.
What do I have to roll to keep my eye on this stealthy boy?
Sure. You can do an observation. I'm also going to do an observation for Dr. Penn, but I'm giving Dr. Penn a difficult penalty because he is not really paying attention. Oh. His difficult penalty zeroed out the roll.
I just want to make sure my math is correct. Yeah, that's a solid 30, baby.
Ooh-wee.
Is a stealthy boy.
25.
25.
I would no, like for one of those yoinks, I want to look Aurora dead in the eye and just be like,
They're like, I'm gonna get that back from you later. It's
yeah,
fine.
or like you're watching Yellow Jacket as they like move, and you start realizing that there's like this intent going on, but you just
the trail
every time
of
you
missing
look,
items after Yellow Jacket passes.
love it.
That's so funny.
then he comes then it comes right next to you and just like smiles, hands empty, but just smiling at you.
I don't know where you put those, but I will be getting them back.
What?
What?
All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty, and they'll like Dr. Penn. They'll just kind of gently like move the like mat from in front of Dr. Penn, and it's like we need to concentrate. Expedition. I have 2 people. I think 3 might be enough.
At this point, if 3 is all that you have, and he's still like kind of reaching over and like moving some pieces. If 3 is all that you have, it's 3 more than the city has left. So I don't want to see you go, but
I plan on coming back.
I don't.
That's fine.
at that, like he does like glance over at Yellow Jacket, but he'll stand up and he kind of like works his way rather stiffly. That like managing to stay upright from being flipped, you can tell is like starting to already set into the arthritis that is his spine. But he manages to like work his way stiffly over to give Aurora a hug. And he just kind of like stands there and holds you for a moment. I'll do my best to outfit you with what I can scrape up. But it's really going to be up to you to survive out there. Are you sure?
I'll be okay. I got Dad's rifle. I got these two. And Aurora looks at Bruno, looks at Yellow Jacket. And Yellow Jacket has at least shown Aurora that nothing if not resourceful, which is an incredibly useful skill. And Bruno, it looks all muscle. So they're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, he does look over at Bruno. And he walks over and he pulls a data pad off the wall, like out of like a shelf of them. And he starts heading towards Bruno, holding this data pad like he's gonna like make you read it. It's kind of threatening for a moment there. And then he turns it over and opens up a compartment in the back and pulls out the small satchel. And like just the odor of ice mold wafts off of it. And he slowly hands it out to Bruno. You just keep her safe and bring her home.
Bruno nods. Yes, I ward them.
Them. Sorry. My old mind, it just completely forgot.
Well, and Bruno was gesturing at both Yellow Jacket and Aurora.
You bring them back and I've got another satchel for you.
You trade?
He looks at you and he kind of raises an eyebrow. Whoa. You have stuff to trade?
I'm gonna pull out one of his own statues. It's like,
let's just do a check here, because it's very likely you could totally trick him. Do a trickery against his.
I mean, like, how old is he?
Right?
Please,
he rolled pretty well.
Natural 20, baby, plus my 14.
You got a 23.
Love it.
He's like, oh, this is fascinating. I've seen work like this before. And he goes over and he starts going over it. Wait, so, Kay, were you saying something?
Oh, it looked really nice here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, he starts looking around. And he's like, oh, I'll set it in this space. And he puts it right where it was before.
What
Is
for?
there anything that you're looking for?
I don't really do ice molds. So Yellow Jacket's just probably gonna look for what else is of value that I might take, like that might help me on this journey. Like, is there any like ceremonial weapons in here or anything?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna try and find like a ceremonial weapon that has yellow in it that was just out of my. It would have been too conspicuous if I tried to snatch it. So I'm just trading him. Yeah, I point to some ceremonial thing on like a top shelf or something.
As you're looking around, you actually see it takes you a moment to like connect what it is, because you just see like the hilt of it and you're like, why is there just like the hilt of a weapon? And then you realize it's like an energy dagger. You kind of reach up and you turn it on and it's like a little blade, like a dagger blade. That's yellow.
Nice.
Oh, you were going out into the cold. Sure.
And he Yellow Jacket offers his hand to shake it, but it's somehow different from when this old man offered his hand.
He'll look down at you. His other hand reaches back and kind of massages the small of his back, but he'll reach forward and he braces himself and he tries to shake your hand.
Yeah, and he Yellow Jacket dabs you up.
Well, we should get you geared up then. All right. Is there anything that the three of you want to do before you head out of the dome?
They'll write a quick letter to their brother to let them know where they're going. Watch after the house, lock the door when you leave, don't let the dishes pile up or I will murder you when I come back, things of that nature. And stay safe.
Nice. Bruno?
I think Bruno's going to get a hold of his hunting partner, a local muter named Farsight, and basically just let him know that he's going to be out of the dome for some days or maybe weeks, and that the dream rooms are busted again.
Okay.
Yellow Jacket went topside to meet Bruno and then GTFO, so they're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
they've been waiting on these people. It's like
So it takes some hours for Dr. Penn to get everything set up, but set up with a it's not so much like a snowmobile as it is an automated sled.
Ooh.
Like it can carry a person, but instead it's carrying like your gear and stuff like that, like some shelter gear and essentially things so that you don't need to use them as your inventory slots.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go over that off the air so you don't have to worry about it right now.
Okay, cool.
And as you head through the various streets of the city, you realize it's in the wee hours of the morning. There are people moving around, but it's very quiet. And you get to the stairwell that leads down because the exits for this dome go down under various bodies of water that at this point have frozen over, but goes down under them. And as you're walking down through the tunnels, the light reflects off of ice crystals that have formed along the length of it, and it really sets in that there isn't much time for this dome, that the heat just can't keep the cold at bay. So whatever it is you're heading out to find had better be soon and will hopefully be effective. And as the doors at the far end of the tunnel crack open and ice pours in, the wind and blowing ice from outside blast down the tunnel, and you emerge into the great white beyond. Meanwhile, Winonna and Shen, you are heading towards this dome, but I need you both to do some observation rolls for me.
That's a 19 on the die plus 13.
Amazing.
Oh shit! I got
32, I think.
two. Shit. I got 20 altogether.
At 20 altogether. So you've been just, hoofing it, trying to get to this dome, to the warmth inside. The cold is starting to set in. What I realized partway through is I didn't have the clock on this overlay, so I didn't know if it was running. It was on the other screen we were on, so I don't know. I feel like you should have to do a resilience roll, but we're going to skip it this time. We will do it next time. As you are heading towards this dome, you feel like you heard, and even though you didn't quite make the success, Shen hears this noise. It's kind of like this cracking noise and then mechanical doors opening. So Shen's heard this before, the opening of dome doors. And so you know, like, somewhere up ahead there's doors. However, Winonna, there's something behind you. It's been behind you for a while. It's making this weird whooshing, flapping noise as though two large, maybe wings, are pushing something closer to you in the sky, and you're kind of keeping an eye out, and you start to get worried you're not going to make it before this thing gets to you. And you glance behind you, and running behind you is this metal person with these enormous, like, angelic wings made of metal that are just like pulsing with red. And they raise what looks like some kind of weapon towards you. Miko, go ahead and roll that roll.
Oh, sure.
Do I have time to react? Do I? Because
that is 17, 30 total.
Okay. As you hear this poof of air as what looks like a projectile's forced from it, you realize the person's aiming higher than you. And you look up just in time to see something swooping down on you. And you see this grappling hook like pierce through its wing. And the metal person like kind of leans back into it, just as another winged creature barrels into it from the side. Miko, I need you to make a defense roll.
Okay. Let's see. What would that be?
Oh, so you're gonna roll a d20 and your defense rating.
Just add my defense rating?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a total of 8.
Oh, okay. Well, my 26 definitely hits that. So there's this crunching noise as this winged creature smashes into the metal person, but the winged creature that was barreling down on you also like gets ripped from the air and smashes into the ground next to you. And that is where we are going to stop for this week.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
That was incredibly good.
That's an amazing end.
Very good.
Oh my goodness,
Very
that's such a good cliffhanger.
Love it. Hey, we're playing some Arrhenius. It comes out on May 5th over on Itch and Drive-Thru RPG. You can head over to Itch right now and pick up the quick start for it. And make sure you follow Dungeon Teller over there to be notified when it goes live. What else did I want to say about it? I felt like there was something else, but I can't remember. We're going to be here every Friday until it comes out, and I think the week after that...
Friday?
Monday.
The opposite of Fridays. It's the I don't know. I have no good excuse for that one whatsoever.
Where is our heart tonight? It's 12, guys.
Yeah,
So.
it's officially time to tap out on that one.
Head over and follow on YouTube. The link is in chat right now. You can catch the VOD of this show tomorrow, as well as all of the shows that we've had before. Let's do a round of outroductions. We're going to go the opposite direction. So, Kay, start us off.
All right. Hi, I'm Kay, or Caden Cosmos. I'm tired. Thanks for coming. Arrhenius has been really fun so far. I'm excited to have the whole group meet up under duress. And yeah, I'll be here next week, Monday. That's
Nice.
it. Thanks.
Awesome. Brie, tell us about yourself.
Hi, hello, it's me, Brie. You can find me somewhere on the internet. I don't have anything going on other than this right now. So if you're looking for me, you can check my website, bizzy-brie.love, of where I will be next and previous things that I've been in. And if you can't find me at any of those places, you can probably find me in your walls, staring at you. And yeah, until next week.
Nice. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel, Miko.
Oh, hi. I'm Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM. Check me out over on Folk and Myth, or you can check out the OKSGM.com for all the other cool stuff that I have going on. Most notably, tune in this Wednesday on Folk and Myth for my long-form Ystera campaign, Homebrew World, D&D game.
Nice.
Tune in.
I could argue this is the coolest thing you have going on.
Certainly.
But
You can make that argument.
Yeah. Bluu, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I'm Bluu. My pronouns are they, them. You may know me as King V and as King with a Y and an underscore at the end in the internet streets, or anywhere Batty Bards is. You should absolutely check us out. I'm in a couple of things. Alternating Tuesdays, you can find me on Cat the Dungeon Mom's Twitch playing Tinder Hollow. It's a We Are Mad Here cipher system. I play a depressed ass teen, so that's fun. You can catch us during Pride Month for Batty Bard's Pride event, which is called Batty Pride, and beginning June 1st. We have some amazing things dropping every week, all of those weeks, and what have you, in whenever Pride Month is. You all know that, and I think that's it. Oh wait, I'll also be doing a May You Fish one shot that will release with GM Mondays. So just follow me on Blue Sky. Keep a lookout for things. That was a lot of words. Good night, y'all.
Thank you so much for joining us on the channel for the first time. I appreciate it. Looking forward to next week. Ed, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Ed. I played Bruno this evening. Having a great time. Always a pleasure playing with you, Jeremy. But I just got to get a shout out for some of the new folks that I haven't played with before. You guys are even more fun than the game that we're playing. I'm having a great time, and I'm looking forward to being back here next week. So thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to next time.
Huzzah. And last but not least, Casper, tell us all about yourself.
Ocio, I am Casper the MB Ghost. I am a Black Cherokee neurodivergent sapphic writer of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror that plays and produces tabletop RPGs, among other things. When I'm not here, I'm probably on Imagine If doing Challenge Accepted, Batty Bards, because they've let me hang out there sometimes. I'm all over the place. I'm on whatever channel lets me haunt them. You can follow me for my schedule, or check out my games on itch, or find me anywhere at Casper DANB Ghost, all one word. Yeah, this is a blast. I'm having so much fun. I love this table. This is fun.
Hooray.
Same.
So looking forward to next Monday. I got it right. But also tune in this Friday. This time I said it right. For our Daggerheart show. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're getting near the end. We're scheduled to end the first Monday of May, but it may end before that. Party wipes will do that. Also, we might just end up getting through it faster, but check that out. And then Saturday, I feel like I should double check this before I say it. Saturday we have an ACLU fundraiser at 4 p.m. Eastern. Chaz is coming on to run a one-shot of Fabula Ultima, which is going to be super fantastic. Always great to have Chaz on the channel running Chaos, and having got to play the Fabula Ultima system, it is also a ton of fun. So tune in for that. Come over and help support a great cause. And you can even donate to throw problems at the group. or help them if you would like to, or buy more monsters for them to fight. We are going to raid over to Blackwater D&D. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a lovely night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye.